Nice headphones.
These are my Tiger headphones I stole from Logan because I don't have any right now.
They look cute.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's up, John?
How are you?
Pretty good. Just got off a therapy call.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. 8
Hey,
a.m.
speaking of the therapy call, uh, whatever happened with you and your therapist as far as didn't we talk about or maybe it was a long time ago, um, her pull to kind of disclose a lot to you and what that meant?
Yeah.
Was that resolved or no? Did you guys talk about that?
Yeah, we
I mean,
talked about it.
basically, did she admit that she had some attraction to you or no?
No. She admitted that she just basically felt that I have a way of making people feel safe,
Mm.
and that she imagines that the way she disclosed to me is how other people disclose to me, which I feel is absolutely true.
Did you ask her if you could send her an invoice?
No, no,
Can you be her safe space?
no, no, but I do have to. I forgot to pay her this morning, so I have to do that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you gotta pay your therapist.
I got to pay my therapist. John, how are you?
I'm doing okay, man. I feel like I'm still in a little bit of a fantasy bubble because without mentioning names, we got really lucky and we got to um, stay at a really nice estate for 3 weeks. And so I think we're in a little bit of a fantasy land. And so once this expires and we go back, quote unquote, home, I think reality is going to hit very hard.
I didn't know you knew George Clooney.
We went to high school together.
Where is
Yeah.
that?
He
What?
was a couple years older than me. And he bullied me a little bit. And I think this is compensation of
It feels bad.
he feels bad. So he gave us his villa in Lake Como. So it's risky business.
Do you? I wonder what kind of teenager George Clooney was.
I think he was kind of I don't think he was like I think he was a little bit awkward. I mean, um, remember before ER, he oh shit, where are you?
John's fucking with everything. Is like sliding his microphone all over the place. Now he's. Are you
So
multitasking?
I had to get brand new equipment, Sean. So the reason why I look
Oh,
spectacular today.
yeah. The mic isn't as good as your other mic.
Oh, is that true?
Oh no, sorry. The mic stand. The mic stand. I think you have like a. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Just keep talking. George Clooney. I think he played basketball.
Wait, real quick. I had to get all new equipment because everything burned down in the fire. So I have a brand new computer, brand new everything. Everything is brand new, and this is why I look so spectacular today. The webcam is has
Oh,
been upgraded on this
did you get
computer.
it? You got a new Air
Brand new Air out of the
M3?
box.
M3?
Yes, M3.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Um,
I went to a coffee shop yesterday. 9 people working. Everybody on an Apple computer.
mm,
Every single person.
very LA.
I think it's just You think it's LA?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about now. Maybe they're posting things on Substack. But when I was growing up in LA in my 20s, go to a coffee shop, everyone's on a computer and they're writing their screenplay.
Mm.
You know?
I still see that. I still see screenplays when you're walking because I didn't know what to look for, but now I know sort of what a screenplay looks like. Still
Yes, and
happening.
I feel kind of like a dick, but every time I see that, I'm like, good luck. I mean, listen, just because I didn't make it doesn't mean that other people won't make it. But I got to say, the chances, I mean, it's like coming to LA and trying to be a movie star. I mean, the chances are slim to none and,
What
slim
about
left
a
town.
what about a TV show?
All of it's very, and then
Fuck,
writing a
John.
screenplay is a whole, that's harder, I think, to sell
Yeah.
a screenplay. Yeah.
That's why I'm here though. I'm here to start it. I'm here to do a TV show. And you're just saying you just popped my bubble.
Sorry, man. I didn't say it won't happen. I'm just saying it is very difficult.
All right, I got a funny story. I mean,
Yeah.
this is for the listeners out there. I live sort of on the edge of Silver Lake, and I work out in Echo Park, and so I drive or ride my bike up and down Sunset to get there. four times a week, and every time there's a place called Cremo Donuts that I look
shit.
I look at Cremo Donuts and I'm just like, first of all, it's a funny name, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of sexy. It and I want some. I want a Cremo donut
Of course.
every time I go by there. And last Friday I'm driving back from the gym and there's Cremo Donut, and then but who's at Cremo Donut? None other than the legend, the one, the only John Kim.
That day it was called Korean donut
Oh, was it?
instead of Cremo. It was called Korean.
Korean. Nice.
So I was getting a pair of pants, and we were only in LA for a minute to grab some glasses because we don't have any glasses, or we only have one, and if those pair break, we're screwed. So when I started grabbing glasses across the street, I see a Buck Mason, and I love their jeans. So I go across the street, get the Buck Mason jeans, and then I run into the Cremo, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get a fucking donut. So I grab one donut, and I'm eating it like, just with shame. I'm trying to, I'm just trying to eat it as fast as I can, so almost like no one sees me, and of course no one cares. And I look up, and someone yells out, "Oh, fuck it, Friday!" And I look up, and this man wearing a bicycle helmet. I just assumed it was one of my followers because he said "fuck it, Friday," so I'm like, oh, it's someone who follows me, and I had no expression on my face. And it didn't sink in for like 6 seconds. Shaun, it was a long time. I didn't know it was you. And it was partly because you had a bicycle helmet on.
Yeah.
And I think also sunglasses. And
a mask.
And a mask. Yeah, you look like a fucking ninja, man. And so you were like, John. And I was like, it's Shaun. But it took me like 6 seconds to even register it was you.
So it's funny. It was great to see you and Vanessa. And it's funny because that's the first time I've seen you since New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like it. It feels like I'd see you every week because we do this thing.
Yes.
But I hadn't seen you in person. So it was nice to see you guys. It's interesting that you said, because you mentioned this, that you had like 2 bites and then you threw it out.
Yes, I had a lot of shame. I also didn't want to see Vanessa. I want Vanessa to see me eating a donut.
Okay, so I think we need to talk about this because I just got off the phone with my therapist and I told her I was doing no sugar for 30 days.
Right,
and she's like,
well, not only no sugar. What else?
Nicotine and porn.
No nicotine and porn. Yeah, it's like a lot.
But the nicotine and the porn, we don't need those to survive, right? But like sugar is like part of life. It's in food.
Everything.
It's in everything.
Yeah.
And we're not talking just added sugar, just like carbs are sugar, pasta and rice turns into sugar, like all that stuff. And so I had a whole conversation with my therapist and she's like a food dysfunction expert. I didn't know this when I signed up with her, but it just like happens to be one of her specialties.
Wait, did she have an eating disorder?
Does she?
Did she in the past have an eating disorder?
I don't know. She didn't. She doesn't disclose. She didn't disclose that. She doesn't disclose much.
Right.
So I wouldn't know. Well, so we had a whole session about like the reason that I binge on sugar is because at some point I've been not giving myself the permission to have it. Right. So the more restrictive you are about anything, the more likely you are to binge.
Right.
And she taught me a long time ago that like, it's fun to eat sugar. Like instead of having shame around it, just like enjoy the experience and know that it's a normal experience. And like I struggle with that. Like I struggle with this idea. And I think you must too if you're trying to shove a donut down your throat without anybody seeing you.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to eat sugar if it's in moderation, not if you're using it as a drug. Every time I eat a donut, I feel like a heroin addict doing something in the back of an alley.
Well, why though?
Because I think I'm abusing sugar. I don't think I'm like enjoying it. I'm stuffing it down my face to get the high.
Yeah, that's what you said. You're like, I just want the hit, so I took 2 bites and threw it out.
Yeah, it's something in my brain says you could have a couple bites, go at it, but don't eat the whole thing.
What happens if you eat the whole thing?
I feel really bad. and then I get bloated and I feel worse.
Well, you don't get bloated from one donut, John.
Dude, I get bloated, man. I get bloated very fast. I'm in denial of food allergies. I think I have gluten issues.
Oh.
I look like Demi Moore on the cover of Vanity Fair when she was pregnant.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah.
I feel like that when I eat something and I get bloated.
She's back though. She's back.
She's back.
Yeah, she just did the movie The Substance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
I didn't know that, but that cover was, I think, in the 90s.
It's about aging. I haven't seen it. It's a body thriller about aging, and she like fully exposes like the whole thing. She gets naked in it, and like it's supposed to be.
And,
really
and by the way,
intense.
I am not at George Clooney's house. In case you thought that was true.
Why would you tell people that?
No, because I don't know. People talk.
Okay. So you may have a gluten intolerance.
I'm sure I do to a certain extent. I have food allergies for sure, but I'm in denial because I love food so much.
Like what food allergies?
Pastas, breads, carbs, and I especially sugar. It bloats me instantly.
Yeah. John, are you doing something else on your computer?
Like drugs? Oh, I'm looking for things. I'm just looking for. Am I not being present?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the volume. I'm looking for the volume, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Do you want to? I was like, is he fucking scrolling the internet? Yeah, I can tell I can tell you're looking at stuff.
I'm looking at donuts.
Do you want to fix the? Is it again that like you can't hear me?
No, we're good. I can hear you, dude. We've been having a conversation for the last 14 minutes. Of course, like
I know, but no. But last time when you were using your new gear for the first time, you had a really hard time hearing me.
Yeah.
Is that still the same issue?
No, it's better.
Okay. All right, cool.
Oh, Shaun the engineer.
I'm the producer.
The producer kicks in, which we need.
I want you to have a good experience.
Yeah. One thing I realized is with these new computers, you actually don't need. It's better to not use anything. The new computer almost has a better mic and camera than plugging stuff in the headphones. I learned that when I was just recently on local news, and I learned that very fast. So next time I'm going naked. I'm just going computer, laptop, and me.
Okay. Wait, what happened? Did they just have you use the computer or the phone?
Yeah, they said try it without the mic. I took all the attachments off. They're like, oh, that sounds amazing. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, the new laptops, the technology must be next level. And so actually by plugging things in, I'm almost downgrading. And so I'm gonna next time do that.
What was the segment on?
My book.
Over?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Chicago Morning Show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Break Up on Purpose.
Break Up on Purpose.
Find it in Target, airports, Amazon.
We all want to know, based on the last episode, are you in love? Not quite.
No. But I was thinking about this. It's
you don't want to say no that fast because she could also be listening.
Well, she said she wouldn't, so that I could have frank conversations about my life.
Dude, do you believe that?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah. Why would she lie? And if she does, that's on her. Like whatever.
Right. You know, like, yeah. Okay. So we could actually.
It's gonna hurt her.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I generally believe people are honest and authentic for the most part. But also, there's something kind of cringy about kissing and telling.
Yes.
Every now and then, a little thing, but like, I know some people like that's their whole thing. They're like, oh, I dated the architect, or I dated this, and they like have a whole personality, and they like talk about these people like they're not real people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I just can't do that. It doesn't feel authentic. It feels out of integrity. And also, I don't really want my full personal life out there.
Yes.
Like, I share a lot, but I have to maintain some privacy.
Well, that's why I don't ask you how she was in bed. I ask you, are you having feelings? Are you excited about this? You know, it's very broad strokes. I don't get into. I'm not asking you very probing questions. Like
no. It was a nice question. But I think the answer is no.
Not yet. What about a not yet? No feels closed off, Shaun.
I mean, look, I know what I know.
Okay.
And also it's just, oh man, I don't even know how to explain this, but like big crushes and like big important relationships, I don't think they come around that often.
Well, let me ask you this. How do you know if you are in love? Is it something that is quick and instant, or is it over time?
Well, in my past, most of them have been pretty quick and instant. Like I
Yeah.
have known like within a date or two that like I was falling for somebody. And I don't know if that's a good thing, like in because I'm still single, right? So like I fell hard, but not necessarily for a long time.
So I'm starting to believe that when it feels like love very fast, that it may not be love. I mean, it may be dopamine, it may be attraction and all that stuff. But I feel like love happens once you discover the dirty socks, once you see the contrast, you know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
that's when I think love happens. And so in the beginning, when someone walks into the door and you're like, I want to be with that person, or you see angels. I don't think that's love. I think that's possibly lust, attraction, dopamine,
Yeah, it's called,
relationship dynamics, maybe even like a trauma bond and other stuff.
well, it can be that, but I think it's also called limerence. It's like the initial bonding period that is full of lust and hope and dreams and connection. And there's a ego thing happening, like a ego, like you sort of like blend, egos dissolve and you become like one kind of, and then you get
Mm,
that feeling of like I've known this person forever, and that's the
yes.
that's the bonding period that's kind of important. And then the dirty socks come in, and then you go, oh, it's a
Yeah.
different person.
Yeah.
They're not like me, actually. They're different.
Well, it's not dirty socks 'cause we all have dirty socks. It's the dirty socks on the floor. It's
Yeah.
a person not picking up after their dirty socks.
Well, no, you realize that like, oh, they make their socks dirty like everybody else, right? Like they have dirty socks, they poop,
Oh, I
they
see what
have
you're
weird
saying.
family
Oh, right,
stuff.
right,
Like you
right.
start seeing them as a real person, not
Person.
as this like
Yes.
idealized pedestal person that you know.
Yes, and I think that's when love starts.
Yeah.
So when people say, "I met this person over the weekend and it was love at first sight and I am, in love with this person," I always question it. I'm like, "Are you in lost or in lust or are you in love?" Because in love takes time.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think I probably peace out before the love part happens.
Exactly, exactly, which we
Why
talked
would you?
about, and
Why
and
why
thank you
would you
for.
laugh about that?
Well, I'm not laughing at you. Um I don't know why I'm laughing, son. I'm sorry, but I do think that because I know this about you as a friend, before you peace out, I'm gonna encourage you to swim past the breakers, as I say. I'm
Mm,
gonna encourage you to give yourself a new love experience, which may be uncomfortable and awkward, and you're gonna want to slip out the back maybe because of
yeah.
patterns.
Yeah. Or slip out the front.
Oh shit! Slip out the front.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude. I just walk out. Walk out the front door.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess
uh
it's honest.
John, one thing that I've noticed this week is, you know this about me. I easily make friends with women.
Yes, yes, which is baffling because myself included, most men that is difficult to do.
Here's something else I've noticed. Spending a lot of time at Pharos, thank
Mm,
you.
the gym.
I also make friends with gay men quite easily.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you just make friends with everyone. It's not even
No,
women, gay
no, no,
men,
no, no,
or
no.
Koreans. It's everyone. You make friends with everyone.
Okay, yes, but it's easier with women and gay men. And so I'm like, what is it about straight guys
Oh, I could see that.
that I am not as like connected to? And I've noticed that I think it's like straight men for the most part. And if you're listening and you're a straight man, I love you. Um, it's harder. It feels like they have a mask up. It feels like there's some sort of
Mm,
machismo, or there's like I can't really let myself be who I really am or show my emotions or my struggles readily, right? I have to be strong. And I'm less interested in spending the time to slowly have them open up to where we can have a more authentic relationship.
okay, so I have a horrible gaydar. Can we still say that or no? Is that
Sure. Yeah, I think
okay?
so. Yeah.
And I thought you were maybe gay. when I first met you, or maybe bisexual.
Which is hilarious because you're the one who tried to kiss me.
Stop, Shaun. Stop. People believe us.
No, I mean, there's a photo of John trying to kiss my cheek at
Oh
the.
yeah, well, I
At,
kiss
at,
cheeks. I kiss men's cheeks.
I'm not making this stuff up.
Actually, Shaun, listen. You are technically bisexual. Maybe not now, but you were. I mean, you had experience with men. So
Yeah, I don't know if
yeah.
that makes me bisexual or just like curious.
I mean, of course it does.
Although some people will say if you're a straight guy who has like blown a dude, you are not straight. There's nothing straight about you because
Okay, so whatever you want to call it, because you've had those experiences, there's that energy about you, and I don't know if it's that, but I think because of that, um, maybe women and gay men feel safer to it. It feels like
Yeah.
you're more open, exploratory, guards are down, as opposed to, you know, heterosexual men who may be more closed and they give off a different energy, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I thought you were gay. I mean, I didn't
That
care,
happens a
but I
lot.
thought,
That happens
what's
a
that?
lot. That happens a lot.
Yes. Me, on the other hand, I connect with like dudes very well, and they're drawn to me. And maybe it's like the whole, fitness, motorcycles, weightlifting. I don't know what it is. And then I struggle more with like women and gay dudes connecting to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I think gay dudes think I'm arrogant and I'm a dick, and I think women, I don't know, just they're not drawn to me as much as they're drawn to you.
Well, you've curated a persona called the angry therapist,
Right, which makes sense.
and I've curated one called the love drive.
Yes, yeah. Right. I do definitely have a moat around my castle. Your bridge is down.
My bridge is
It's
down. Come on in.
permanently
Unless
down. It doesn't even go up.
It doesn't go up. There's no bridge. I
There's
mean,
no,
there's no moat. There's no
bridge.
moat. There's no moat.
Bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. I just find that like straight guys are sort of more closeted about their feelings, and I don't feel like putting up a front when I'm not feeling well. And I
Yeah.
think people see that like, he's like more authentic about what's going on, even if it's like not cool
Yes.
to
I
be
can see
going
that.
through what
It's
he's
safe.
going through, you know?
Yeah.
So that leads me to a question that we have. So it's like a lead in. You like
Perfect setup.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Quentin. I'm 38 from North Carolina. I'm married and I have a kid, and so that's sort of my everyday environment. And what I'm finding is I need more local friends. I have really great friendships in my family with high school buddies, but most of them live far away and just aren't available for me to see regularly. And so I'm trying to figure out, at 38, how do I go about meeting other people, meeting other guys? Another aspect of that is that I deal with social anxiety. And so it's really hard to get over that hurdle of the fear of a new, possibly awkward situation where I just don't know anybody. So yeah, I would just appreciate any advice you have for how I can, meet people and get over my social anxiety and get through the small talk, the chit chat to something deeper and more authentic. Thanks.
I have a great answer. I mean, I don't know if it's great, but I can relate to this whole thing. But I want you to go first.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, Quentin has a kid, has a wife, has some social anxiety. His friends are not nearby, and he wants to know how to meet new people. Dude, how do you do this with a kid and a wife? Like, I can do it because I don't have any of that. I just have free time. I go to the coffee shop, and after 7 times at the coffee shop, I'm like, I wouldn't call them friends. Like, I'm friendly with the people who work there. I don't think I would ask them to go hang out is the thing. I don't know. This is a tough one because there's a difference between going to, like, let's say playing badminton on a regular basis and being friendly with those people and asking them to hang out outside of the activity. And so I guess this is a great example. I went to the gym yesterday. I met a dude named Alex. We talked about photo shoots. We talked about working out. I texted him because I needed, because he said he would help style a photo shoot. And then he was like, hey, do you want to grab food after workout tomorrow? Right. So like he made the explicit ask of hanging out. And that takes a lot of courage. Right. To like.
So you didn't have to make the extension. He did.
I didn't make the extension. No. So I don't know. This is a tough one. I think meeting people, making friends as a man in your late 30s when you have a full life is
hard.
Challenging.
It's hard. But also I want to note how important it is, especially if you have a kid. So, that's the double-edged sword is you have no time. You're being pulled into, being a dad, and that's a full-time job and all this. And then at the same time, you also need friends. You also need that space. It falls under the umbrella of self-care. I was going to say, get involved in micro communities based on what you're into. So for me, when I had no friends at 35 post-divorce, I just fell into going to a fitness class. At that time, it was CrossFit. And there was like 12 people in class, and I saw them every day. And then over time, you start to build a relationship. And then suddenly someone has a barbecue. So you go to that. And I made a promise to myself that I would never say no to anything social, And a lot of times, the things that you don't want to go to, the things that don't interest you, end up becoming the places where you have the most fun, or you meet someone. You never know when there's going to be some kind of authentic connection.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, look, Shaun's a great example. Running club, badminton. You're actually putting yourself out there by engaging in communities, micro communities. And that's how you do it.
Well, mine's all around fitness.
Well, it doesn't have to be. I mean, like if you're into whatever art, if you're into music, if you're into, if you ride motorcycles, joining a motorcycle group, like it could be anything. If you're salsa dancing, like.
Yeah, I just got, I bought a couple bikes actually. I used old bikes, and I started fixing one up at this local bike shop, like a co-op where you can go and fix your bike. And like, I like bike mechanics. I like talking about bikes. I like fixing bikes. And so when I go there, I like am friendly with the people there. And I actually went to a different bike shop. And yesterday, someone from the other bike shop came to this bike shop, and he was like, hey, I remember you from the other bike shop. Right. So yeah, I guess, I mean, that's kind of a simple thing, is like surround yourself or do activities that you already love doing. But this guy's also struggling with social anxiety.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. That makes it harder.
I don't have that. I'm like, I'll talk to anybody. I made a friend at the UPS yesterday who was waiting in line for a return. She had a box. It was an air purifier. She was obviously returning it. And I just said something like, air not good enough for you, or whatever, something stupid. And then we started talking, and we had a 10-minute conversation. People who struggle with social anxiety are never going to do that.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that. So how do you meet people when you have social anxiety?
Well, I think that's a separate thing that you may want to work on. I don't know how extreme it is, but with a therapist, with maybe CBT, using then the social space as an exercise.
Yeah,
you're going to get homework. Go to a party.
What's the worst that can happen, right? Is that you have an awkward interaction with somebody.
Yes, but I think it's taking the shallow end of the pool. Like if you have social anxiety, you're not going to go, just into some big social event by yourself. You're going to start by maybe making a friend online. And then you're going to, then maybe going to, an event, one little thing, maybe a one-on-one thing, before you throw yourself into the deep end. So I think
you could recruit your partner, right? You get a babysitter and you go, hey, do you want to go to this thing? It's
sure.
Like poetry reading.
That's a great idea.
And I'd like to talk to two people. Try to have conversation with two people.
Yeah.
Also, whenever I hear CBT, you hear, and you're saying cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yes.
I hear cock and ball torture, which is a whole BDSM thing. It's a whole different thing.
And that's the energy that you give off. Why people may think that
That also highlights
you
our
swing both
differences.
ways.
Our differences. You're CBT, I'm CBT, different CBT.
Right.
I'm cock and ball
They just
torture.
mean very different things. Yeah.
I like that. You're not going to dive into the deep end and just like start going to all these crazy events.
Yeah.
You could also challenge yourself. Like what I would do, I used to give away like throwaway compliments. I still do. I'll walk, if I'm walking down the street or something, someone's got nice pants, I'll say, hey, nice pants, and I'll keep walking. I'm not looking to have a conversation. I'm just getting used to just like saying little things.
So if I did that exact same thing, I'd get punched in the face because the tone of it is like if I said, "Hey, nice pants," and I keep walking, it's going to sound very sarcastic. With you, because you're more smiley and more open, "Hey, nice pants," it seems genuine. So just make sure that if you're going to say things like that, that people feel the energy of that being genuine, not making fun of someone.
I was in line at a club in Berlin, that Berghain, like, hard to get into club. And I was waiting to get let back in because while I was there, I had to go get I like someone gave me a hit of a vape and then I had to go get my own. I was just like, overwhelming. I need to leave and go to the store and buy my own. And then when I got back, I realized I had to wait in line for an hour and a half. And there was a person in front of me, and I was like, God, I hope they're fun. I hope I get to talk to this person. And she was not interested in talking. She was like reading a book on her phone.
Right.
And then I was left to talk to this guy that was behind me that was kind of a loser, like just not a cool kid, And I was like, oh, this is the worst. I got to talk to this like not cool kid. I feel bad calling him a loser, but and then eventually the woman turned around and she had really nice eye makeup. It was like interesting, not just regular eye makeup. It was interesting. And I say, oh, wow, I really like your eye makeup. And she was like, oh, that's nice. And then we started talking. And then after a while, she was like, she realized that I wasn't gay. She was like, wait, you're not gay. And I go, right. I go, no, what made you think I am? She's like, well, straight guys don't compliment you on your eye makeup. They don't notice that stuff. Or they don't say
up on you. They're doing it with intention.
Oh, right. Like, yeah, I really like your eye makeup.
Yeah. Yeah. So Shaun's the type of guy who would break silences in elevators, right? So if you're in an elevator and everyone's kind of like looking away or being quiet, Shaun would be the first person to say something to lighten the mood. I like your eye makeup. Hey, guys, why is it taking so long? Or he'll say something. And he's that type of guy. It's ingrained. So for you, yes, it is easy. Now, the person with social anxiety would definitely be staring at the wall or looking at his feet, right?
Yeah.
And so that difference leads to very different experiences.
Well, and so I guess the exercise here is to challenge yourself to act differently, right?
Yes.
Because how is this person going to make friends if they're not going to do anything differently? And they are asking, hey, what are some tips that I could use to make a friend? So I think there's a willingness there to act differently, right? Like we all have to act differently if we want different results.
Yeah. And I this is where the CBT comes in, the cock and balls torture.
Mm-hmm. How does that work with cognitive behavioral therapy?
This is what cognitive behavioral therapy is about. Like what we're talking about, exercises with a therapist. It's not just processing feelings. It's more about homework. It's more about action steps. It's more about changing behavior. Through these exercises, it's all about the stretch. So I would spin that plate while doing the other things we're talking about, getting involved in micro communities, thinking about things you're passionate about and love doing, and then allowing social engagement to happen naturally around that. Yes,
all that. And also, I think there has to be a moment where one of the two people say, hey, you want to grab a beer sometime? Right?
Yeah.
Like
sure,
there has to be an extension, an invite, a request to spend time together.
Yeah.
Because that's how you're going to make friends, is
right.
like one-on-one. Yes, in group, but also one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that was a very thorough answer. I feel good about that.
So here's something that's totally related. I was invited to somebody's house to have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Like a friend of a friend or a follower or something that's in the industry in LA. And I said yes, and then I said no. Like I started with the John say yes to everything,
Yeah.
but then
And
I'm
then you
like,
ended with the John, didn't say no.
and then I
they'll
said
show
no.
up. Yeah.
But it's crazy because, God, I hate this about myself. I have a lot of indecision.
Oh, right.
And I was
Right.
like, just do it. It'll be fun. Let's go. I said yes. The day of, he's like, hey man, so what do you think? Do you want to come to dinner? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Mhm.
This is terrible. I'm so fucking embarrassed about this. 20 minutes later, I texted him to tell him I wasn't going.
Did he say why?
Did I tell him why?
Yeah. Did he ask why aren't you coming?
I think I told him, I was like, look, I'm overwhelmed socially, which is actually true. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm like I have the opposite problem with this guy. I have like too many social connections and not enough time on my own. And I said I think I just need this evening on my own. And I went to play badminton.
What you don't know is Natalie Portman was at that dinner.
Yeah, I know.
She was there.
Well, he said it was probably going to be a bunch of gay guys.
Well, that makes sense. You kind of weighed your odds and what you wanted, what kind of experience you wanted. You're like, all right.
Well, so I did. I went and played badminton because I kind of wanted to move my body and I hadn't worked out. And, that was here's the thing. Going to play badminton, I know what that's going to be like. I know what that experience
Right.
entails,
Right.
right? Camaraderie, sweat, some jokes. I might feel badly because I'm like fucking missing some shots and stuff. But going to somebody's house that you've never met to have dinner with some of their friends could be amazing.
Or
Could
a
be-
nightmare.
It could just kind of suck.
Yeah, of course.
And so I had to weigh the risk. But what I hate is not that I weighed the risks, is that I said yes. And then as soon as I said yes, I was like, I don't want to go. Now I got to say no. And then as soon as I said no, he was like, oh, I'm bummed, but let's hang out some other time. I was like, maybe I can still go. Like,
oh, then you kind of like have FOMO. Like then you question yourself.
Yes.
This is what happened with our retreat. You said yes, then you said no, and then you said fuck yes again. And then it was this is the pattern, Shaun.
I hate this about myself.
You're generally a yes person. You're generally a yes person, which I
think
love.
so. I think so.
And then after the yes, there's a lot of overthinking.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I don't know. Then you second guess yourself, and then maybe a no comes. But then right after a no, there's like, fuck, I don't want to be left out. I should go. So that seems like an accurate pattern for you.
But it's also unfair to people who are like experiencing this whiplash, and like I don't want to do that to people. Like I want to be someone that people can rely on and
if I knew we were having this conversation, I would have showed up to the podcast with a fake neck brace.
Oh, for the whiplash?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It would have been visually funny.
Here's the question is like, why do I do this though?
Because you're an overthinker, in which it's not just you, and many people are overthinkers, and you are constantly second guessing yourself. I would always go with my first gut. Whatever that is, I would just stick with that, and which is going to be hard for you. And also, I got to say, if this is the case, it probably ripples into dating, relationships.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everything, even like what you want for dinner, like,
Yeah, dinner. I mean, sometimes I have a hard time choosing at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then I second guess. And then I look at other people's and I go, oh, how's that? How's the
Shaun, everything, how you plan your day, gym memberships, what you want to eat, the dessert, who you want to love, who you want to date.
I hate
if you want to run a retreat, like everything, work.
But when I asked you why, and you said it's because you're an overthinker, that doesn't explain the origin of this. Like somewhere growing up, there's a reason why I do this, right? It must be to keep myself safe in some way. I have an idea. I can't really talk about it though.
Dude, okay, so if you can't talk about something, don't tell the audience.
Right.
I want to tell you something, and then you just did it. You just took it away. You just said yes. When you said I have an idea, you said yes. Then you said I can't really talk about it. Then you said now you overthought it. You took it away again.
It's
See,
about
you're
my
doing
parents.
it in
It's
real
about
time.
my parents. I can't talk about it.
All right.
We
Well,
got
that's
to
fair.
respect wishes sometimes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yes, there's always something underneath, and this is something that I'm sure you've talked about in therapy a lot. This pattern, what's underneath. It might be coming from somewhere. But also, listen, I also don't want to make it more deeper than it is. Maybe you are someone, and overthinking isn't bad, man. I'm an underthinker. That's also, there's consequences to that. The fact that you are thorough, cross your T's, dot your I's, that's not a bad thing,
I like
and
that.
so you review things and you're like, hey, maybe this isn't for me,
What's a good reframe?
Yeah.
That there are costs and benefits to everything, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need more. I need more of that, and maybe you need a little more of this.
I need to think less, and you need to think more.
Yes, I need to overthink more. You need to underthink more.
Okay, you ready?
Yes. Wow, Shaun. We are fucking next level now. We are officially next level.
Good job. I hit you with the cheering. Okay, I'm kidding.
I love it.
I've got one. This one's funny.
We gotta start doing laugh tracks when we do that.
Can we just get all the single men to stop using DoorDash, Grubhub, and all those delivery services? Because we need these men back at the grocery stores, back doing their errands, and back to doing things out and about in the wild. Or else, not all of us can just go to the gym or play pickleball or mountain bike or paraglide. I do inherently female-oriented things like yoga and going on walks and eating at nice restaurants. Guys, on the other hand, are just different. That's what makes it so special, but at the same time, it'd be nice to meet somebody at the post office or at the grocery store or just like at a lunch place instead
Do the
of
hand clap.
everybody just getting everything delivered to their house and never leaving. That was just my rant. I love you guys. Bye.
The hand clap. I think that is hilarious. I agree with her. What an interesting observation. Something I would have never thought about. Dudes just living on an island because of Grubhub and never leaving the house and never engaging in the world, and so heterosexual women aren't seeing men. They're not colliding anymore.
Well, dude, the Grubhub thing, I'm not a delivery guy.
Oh, I am.
I'm too cheap.
Well, then she's not going to want to meet you anyway.
I'll go get it. I'll go get the food. If I want the food, if I don't want to make the food, I'm going to go get the food.
Embarrassingly, due to a craving, I've paid, say, like $30 or $40 for one burger or one hot dog or one thing that I was really craving using Postmates.
Why don't you just go get in the car and go?
Because I was home alone and I can't leave because Logan's sleeping, so I have to use that service.
Yeah. I think it's we'll get to the question, but like I think it's there's an allure to the delivery services that once you get used to it, it's hard. It's hard to give up.
So let me give you an example. I used to be against groceries being delivered to your house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on. I mean, there's something really cool about just going to the grocery store, pushing a cart, like this person's saying, engaging in life. We did it a couple times and we will never go back. We will never stand in line at a grocery store. I mean, it's so convenient, man. You put your order in on your phone and within, 3 hours, it's on your doorstep. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think shopping for groceries is actually pretty annoying. I don't do it I do it once a week.
Yeah.
It takes like 40 minutes. I try to do it on the way to or back from somewhere, but I see the allure for sure. It's interesting. It's interesting when she said we need to get men back, into the wild. I don't know. Is that really a problem that everyone's just like not leaving the house?
Well, I agree with her, but I don't think it's a men thing. I think we need to get people back into the world for sure.
Yeah.
I think the way that we meet people, everything's via apps. We don't go grocery shopping. Now we use Grubhub. Yes, I do totally agree with her where we are able to. I mean, technically, you could never leave your house if you wanted to and fully have a full life. I mean, I don't know full life, but you can live. Yeah, but you can live. You can live.
You can live.
You will survive.
You won't die. It's a good point. And it also sounds like she doesn't do that, right? She goes out to eat. She goes for walks. She goes to yoga. And by the way, I think guys are kind of sleeping on yoga. In a lot of different ways. They're sleeping on it. You know, they're not taking advantage of yoga and all of its benefits.
Oh, I think you meant literally, because I'm the guy in the back that does fall asleep during.
No, sleeping on something it means you're not doing it. You know, like people are sleeping on going to the gym.
Yeah.
Because it's great for your body. It's great for breathing.
Yeah.
Stretching, muscles. You and I both need to do a lot of yoga.
Yes, we do.
I'm so fucking tight. It's a problem.
Yeah.
Everything hurts all the time. And we're not willing to do much about it. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
So guys, stop sleeping on yoga. By the way, there's a lot of women in yoga. I'm not saying go to yoga to hit on women. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't be the creepy guy staring.
But you can chat with people after yoga. The ones that are lingering want to chat. The ones that are fucking pieced out with the headphones on, they're gone.
Yeah.
They're going home to their boyfriend.
I mean, I think men have a better chance engaging with a woman in yoga class than at the gym.
The gym is a no-go.
That's a no. Oh yeah. Or the beach. The beach and the gym, women don't want to be bothered. Yoga class, maybe, if there's a connection.
Yes. I've made friends from meeting. I've made female friends at yoga.
Yes.
I've never talked to somebody on the beach.
It's hard to approach because they just want to be left alone. They're getting a tan. They're reading a book.
They're naked.
Well, that's why it's hard. Men are seeing bodies and they're saying, "Oh, I'm attracted to this person," but that person doesn't want to be bothered. Yeah. So the beach and the gym, I think those are the two places women don't want to be bothered.
Yeah. Well, there are other places. If they're wearing headphones, especially over the ear, big old cans.
Yeah.
It's a no-go. Or you go up to them and you pull the headphone.
No. You don't touch their headphones, Shaun. You don't pull their headphones.
And then you say, "Excuse me, can I talk to you for a sec?" No? Pull the AirPod out?
No.
Hit the button? No?
It's aggressive.
I'm kidding.
But thank you for the call, and thank you for the observation. I agree with you. Not just for men, but all people need to go out more. But thank you for that reminder, caller.
We just have to be out into the wild more, because that's where collisions happen.
Yes.
You know, at the UPS store, in line for food.
Yep.
At the grocery store. Man, I don't think I've ever met anybody at a grocery store.
That's a myth. It's an 80s thing.
80s? Is that what they used to mean?
Carts tapping around the corner, eyes lock.
Oh, dude.
Did
you ever hit your mom in the back of the fucking ankles with the shopping cart?
What? No, I have not, because carts are always fucked up and they sway to the left.
Uh-huh. I mean, this is a thing that, like, hitting someone with the shopping cart accidentally.
Yeah, that hurts.
Impair it.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts, and then they get real mad at you.
Yeah, because the child is high-strung and they're pushing the cart. Mom is looking at the labels, and it keeps hitting their feet.
Yeah, the child's not paying attention.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I would say that if you... Man, this is so funny. I don't even know if I can tell this story, but my brother was looking at his like bills, and he found that he had like a $500 Grubhub month, but he doesn't remember ordering much on Grubhub. And his son, his 16-year-old son, had like gotten a hold of the Grubhub account and was ordering food at like midnight.
Yeah.
And having them deliver it, no knock, saying like, "Don't knock, just leave it in the front door." And he was eating burgers at like midnight.
I think you have to earn your Grubhub abilities as you get older. Like I don't like alcohol. I don't think you should be 18 and be able to order Grubhub. At 18, you should go get your food.
Yeah.
You're probably going to go through a drive-thru anyway. Once you hit like 40, 45, 50, or if you have children, then you get the Grubhub card. Then you're able to use that.
Dude, drive-through. I haven't had drive-through in I can't tell you how long, at least a decade. But in high school,
That's all you
drive-through
did.
was the fucking shit, man.
That's all you did. Yeah.
Jack in the Box,
Taco Bell,
Burger King,
yeah, all of it.
Mickey D's.
Yep.
I'm going to admit something here. This is pretty embarrassing. Ugh. I used to litter as a teen.
At that time, more people did. They used to throw
I
their
used to
shit
just
out the
toss
window.
the bag right out the window, dude. And I know I'm not the only one.
No, you're not the only one. I'm sure I've So let's end with this. You because listen, it's all about doing better. You obviously don't do it now as an adult.
I can't even throw a piece of gum on the street, dude. It's crazy.
Let me tell you something I did. I was in a Jeep and I had a cheerleader in my car. I had a crush on. There was a couple of us, but the one I had a crush on was in the back seat.
What kind of Jeep?
Jeep Wrangler, black, no doors.
Really? Whoa,
Raider
dude.
cap.
No
this
fucking
is
way.
1991. And we roll up to a McDonald's.
No
we
roof.
order, and I'm trying to impress the girl in the car. They give us the food. I take off.
Oh, nice.
I don't pay for it. I just take off. I take off because I think, that's rebellious and that's cool. And the girl's like, oh. And so we go to a park. Listen to this. We eat the food. This is a new Jeep. Never had problems with this Jeep.
Oh.
I go to start it. It doesn't start.
Wow.
God was like, John, I saw you.
What happened?
It didn't start. We had to put it in neutral. We had to fuck with it. I felt stupid. Eventually I got it to start, but
okay.
It was something that I mean the card should have not that just randomly. I don't know why it didn't start at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Right after I stole.
Wow.
Anyway, so
yeah, I mean,
better. We can do better. You used to litter. I used to steal. It's all good.
I used to steal. Ooh, I got arrested for stealing. I'll tell you that
this
story.
This is not a competition, Shaun.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you that story next time.
I used to steal car stereos. Anyway, okay, let's
Did you ever get arrested? You used to steal car stereos?
Yeah, to be cool with the cool kids. Did you know spark plug white, the white around the spark plug, if you could get it off, is almost, or I think it's the most dense substance almost on the planet. It's close to diamond, and if you just toss it lightly at a windshield, the windshield spiders, the windshield shatters instantly because of spark plug white, and that's how we got into cars. To take the Kenwood pull out or the Alpine stereo in the 90s when stereos were popular and you could remove them from cars.
Dude, thank you for letting us know how to break glass. That is interesting.
Sure it still works. Yeah,
it still does work for sure. And I was just thinking about this yesterday. I still have an Alpine head unit in my car with a removable faceplate.
Wow. Hey, listen, if you're listening and there was something that you did that obviously you no longer do, like litter, steal, or whatever, please call us and leave it on the voicemail. I would love to know what you did.
657-549-1001. That's great. Actually, let's get some confessions.
Confessions. Things I used to do.
Things you used to do that you're not proud of. You don't have to say your name. We just modeled it for you.
Yeah.
We'll also take questions because we only have one in the bank.
Yeah, and Shaun and I have so many. After the football game, I used to throw the pickles from my burgers onto the ceiling at Bob's Big Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, stupid shit like that.
That's bad.
That's what we did.
Well, yeah.
Give us a call.
I don't know if we can top that. But
pickles on the ceiling.
If you can, 657-549-1001. Thanks, everybody. That was fun.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Be well.
Have a beautiful week.